Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Jordan and I help people expand their minds and get in touch with their mind, body, soul connection. And welcome back to the last and final 7th video on chakras. This will be finishing off the chakra series. This video will be on the Crown Chakra, right at the top of our head. Right up here at the apex of our bodies, the top of our heads. This is the chakra of spirituality. This is our spiritual self. This is our connection to our higher self, different planes of consciousness, and it is quite literally driven by consciousness. When you are acting in your higher self, you are acting with consciousness. You are not letting yourself be driven by autopilot and just run by that revolving door of autopilot day in, day out. It keeps us in touch with universal energies and our guides, our spirit guides. Our spirituality in deities, any particular deities, gods that we may work with, our sense of oneness, source, the universe, the cosmos. Every religion and every culture calls it something else, but there's a name for it. And this is our connection to that. I think about it, I've always thought about it ever since I connected with the chakras as if every energy center has this glow in and around that energy center. I think of the crown as if there's this cord above the crown that attaches you to the rest of the universe. And I know that sounds really esoteric, but that is the crown chakra. The crown chakra is the most high up energetic chakra, and it's about spirituality. It's not grounded in your body. It's about your connection to your true self, your higher self. Your awareness to your inner wisdom, which is in essence associated with listening to your higher self, hearing messages from your higher self. It's that inner voice of not conscious or conscience or negative self-talk or anything like that, but that inner voice that gives you ideas, the ideas that would be absolutely the best thing for you to do before negative self-talk comes in. That little voice that creeps in your head and goes, hey, you should apply for that job. You'll get it. I promise you'll get it. Try it out. You should try that thing. Hey, you should go do that. Hey, you should go talk to her. That's the voice that's like almost id. It's like, that's the voice that just wants you to do stuff. And that's your higher self. That's a voice in your head that wants you to step into the unknown, because when you do that, that breaks through ego and you will become your best self. The best true self that you envisioned for yourself when you opened up your eye and you looked into the future and you thought, that's who I want to be. That's your higher self at play. That's your higher self helping you achieve your true self that you've envisioned. And that's why I and Crown work so in tangent with each other. They are in parallel with each other in play. You know, your eyes open, your crown's on. It's connected to source. It's from the ground up, working through all the chakras. Your eye has to be open for your crown to be connected. It's also the presence that you give off to the world too. your aura, and your energetic self. Your understanding that you are a being of light in this world. That saying that I love so much, I am a spiritual being living a human experience. That's crown. That's the understanding that up here, this is this spiritual being living this human experience. And that is crown energy. That's why it is purple. It's iridescent white light. It is the all-encompassing culmination of spirit. Now, being that the crown is in the head, in the brain, it's very connected to the pituitary gland, the pineal, the hypothalamus, the endocrine system, and evidently the nervous system. This is very connected to the chemical and electrical systems through our body. And if you think about that in the sense that all the other chakras are associated with different body parts, this is very in tandem because the crown is right in the top of the head. It's in the brain. So it is very much the mind of our spiritual body. Now, some physical signs of a crown blockage could be no interest in spirituality or spiritual growth at all, which is, again, very in tandem with an eye blockage, because if a person's eye is closed, then they're not going to be interested in spirituality or talking to them about being connected to their higher self or their consciousness at all. They're just not interested in raising their consciousness. Isolation, over-introvertedness, somebody who's extremely antisocial or hermit-like, but not only that, but they have a hard time connecting with people. Or lack of direction in life because you're just absolutely not connected to life at all, and who you are, where you are, what you're doing, any of it. Disconnection to willpower, feeling like you have no control, or like feeling like you just absolutely have no willpower or mental fortitude for the things that you want to do in life, like an inability to set goals and get them done, and having a strong willpower to achieve the reality and the life that you want to achieve and the life that you want to attract. Lack of inspiration at all. Motivation, this is also still, it's connected to willpower. Motivation and inspiration, like a sense of intrinsic motivation, like you don't need any external motivators to feel like you want to get things done. There's just internal motivators, and you feel intrinsically motivated to change and grow and do and achieve and do and have the life that you want. Or a mental fog, feeling like you're one of those people who goes through life just in a haze, in a fog, just going through the motions. You don't even know what you're doing with your life. It's just very fuzzy, foggy. Or, on the other end, I don't want to call this an opposite spectrum end, like an overly abundant crown, but it's an imbalance. Being ruled by ego, which prevents you from expanding your spirituality and growing, and having a sense of elitism, like I'm the best. This is the opposite of oneness that even Carl Jung coined the term back in the early 1900s of collective consciousness. That even that concept dates back to Eastern cultures, and every concept of dropping ego to be at one with the world, and understanding that we are just we're all one. We're all one world. It's not about dividing countries. It's not about dividing people. It's not about dividing classes. It's not about dividing anybody and feeling like you're better than anybody else. And any type of arrogance or ego or feeling like you are better than anyone, that is an out of aligned chakra for crown. That is, you are not being a divine masculine feminine. You are not a king of your domain. You are acting like you rule. You just like you're some. Oh gosh, I'm just getting this image of a CEO that just talks down to his employees, his or her employees, and treats them like absolute dirt and absolute garbage. And coincidentally, gosh, I don't even believe in coincidence, but coincidentally enough, that's exactly the type of person that's probably too ignorant and blind to the rest of the world to be in touch with their higher self and their spirituality. They're just so egotistical and trying to step on everybody else to get to the top that they have forgotten that in collective consciousness and in living your world with real consciousness, ego has no place in growth and healing. But physical signs can also look like neurological disorders, nerve pain, thyroid gland issues, pineal gland disorders, Alzheimer's, a lot of mental disorders, really. Anything that has to do with the brain or mental issues, mental disorders. I think this is such a big issue nowadays because we've been getting into this age where the world is waking up. And now we're in an age where mental health is being talked about more than ever. More than ever. Whether it's depression, schizophrenia, delusional disorders, or anything to do with poor mental health, bipolar, ADHD, doesn't matter. All of those things are symptoms of the world that we've created, the fast-paced world of coming through the 1900s as the age of machines started to really fast track the world. We became disconnected from ourselves, our emotional and spiritual bodies, and as a collected whole, a lot of humanity became disconnected from our crown chakras. And what's happened in the last few years is ever since I want to say the last definitely 10 years or so, that the idea and the topic of mental health has become such a big thing that's talked about. It's no coincidence that spirituality has also become so much more bigger, so much more talked about. We're getting into things like meditation and mindfulness and talking about consciousness and all those kind of elements around all over the board. And it's all coming to this point, this great awakening of 2020. That's why I posted this on the morning of December 21st, this great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, because this has all been leading up to this point where Like I said with the third eye, the tower has fallen this year. Structures got taken away and are completely being rebuilt. And this is bringing to a point where collectively, as a whole world, as a people, we're reattaching to our crown chakras. We're talking about mental health, and we're reaching out to everybody. We're becoming one world again, and we're becoming this world that is connected and talks about emotions and feelings and mental health and depression and everything that we used to stuff off to the side, and life was all about work and no play, and there was no room for these kinds of conversations. That's over now. This is a new world. We're stepping into a new, brighter age where we can talk about these things with ease and comfort and give each other space to heal. Doesn't that sound like a world you want to be in? Now, ways that you can really connect with and heal the crown chakra, do any particular shadow work with it, or just really live your best crown chakra life. Meditation is best, but it's all about being mindful. Mindfulness is key with this. For anyone who is familiar with the John Kabat-Zinn's work on mindfulness, or any of the really prominent things that have come up in the last few years, they're making really big strides with that into bringing it into mainstream world. And it's the idea of being mindful with your everyday life, thinking about being mindful with how you eat, mindful with how you talk to people, and just being mindful about your everyday. Don't be on your phone so much. Consciously be aware of what you're doing, how you're feeling, how you're acting, and where you're going. It's about being conscious in the present moment in your life and having your hands on the wheel. It's about connecting. You can walk in big forests, take in the animals, to just take in people and understand the world around you and be truly aware of your life and your reality. I mean, you can also listen to binaural beats for crown chakra, and also connect to the color white or purple, violet, and this is like with so many other things, with every other chakra, this is about wearing purple, eating purple, and telling yourself that you're doing this for your chakra, because those are the things that just charge you up and boost that chakra without heavy journaly shadow work. But now white includes like dairy, or purple things is eggplants or plums. I'm trying to think of any other purple fruits. I want to say bananas. I'm just thinking bananas. I keep thinking bananas. It's a white fruit with a yellow outside. So we're going to throw bananas in there anyway, because if you paired your higher self and your solar plexus together, then you are going places and you are achieving your goals and your higher self. Eat bananas. They're good for you anyway, and they're really high in fiber. And also brain food. Brain food. Just like with third eye, omega-3s, fishy, lean oils, good fats, anything that's really good for your brain and helps you think. Even doing things like not just brain exercises, but fasting, because fasting is already something that is rooted in so many spiritualities for improving your clarity and your willpower, because you are literally tasking yourself to do this thing, and you're only going to eat for 12 hours, and you're saying, okay, I'm going to start eating in the morning and at 7, and I'm going to stop eating at 7, a couple hours before bed, and that takes willpower. So doing things that take willpower and strengthening your willpower, really work on your crown too. But it's mostly so much about meditation and connecting to things and those colors especially. But really so much about just connecting to life and you and your spirituality. Explore your spirituality. Do your homework. Do your work. If things that interest you and resonate with you in your spiritual path, do them. Try them. Your path, your craft, your life is yours to explore. Crystals, if you're somebody that really feels like you're into crystals and you really connect with crystals, amethyst, clear quartz, or selenite, even diamond. I think there's something connected to that, because they say diamonds are a girl's best friend, and most women, with the fact that the divine feminine energy is so much more stronger with their spiritual selves. If you just think about the last 50 years, women are so much more connected to their divine self. I don't think it's a coincidence that there's this big thing behind women liking diamonds and getting a woman diamonds. It's not just a marketer ploy. Women are also very connected to their spiritual selves. And clear quartz and amethyst, I have a couple of them here. I don't have any selenite or diamond on me, but there's really easy to look up, and you can find great examples of them. There's another amethyst too, but that one's polished. I really actually extremely love those ones, especially amethyst. They're really good if you have trouble sleeping, or you want to calm down. Amethyst is kind of like lavender. It's very good for calming and soothing anxiety, which is, as I had said before, an imbalance of crown. And those are really great crystals. Affirmations. Some affirmations that you can connect to for crown are: I am connected to the divine. I am connected to my higher self. I trust and have faith in the messages from my higher self in the universe. I am aware of myself and my path. I accept my role in the universe. I am enlightened. I hope any of these resonated with you, or any of the things in this stood out to you. If they did, comment, like, subscribe. This is it. This is the end of the chakra series and the end of crown. I hope that this whole series was great for anybody that followed along. And if you tried out anything in this video and it really resonated with you and it helped you move forward, come back and comment on it after. I'd love to hear how any of this helped you, or any of the other things in any of the other chakra videos helped you. I'm going to be finishing up crown meditation to go along with this after. But that's all that I have for now on this and all the chakras. So thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention so far and following along. Love you, everybody. Thanks. Have a great week.